One of the most painful experiences in life is realizing that the people you chose did not choose you back. You give your time, your care, your loyalty, and yet you are left feeling unseen, unappreciated, and alone. In those moments, Allah is teaching you something powerful. It is time to choose yourself. Choosing yourself does not mean becoming selfish or hard-hearted. It means recognizing your worth, protecting your heart, and refusing to remain in places where your soul is neglected. Allah does not want you to beg for attention, love, or respect. He wants you to walk with dignity, knowing that your value does not decrease just because someone failed to see it. When no one else chooses you, remember Allah already did. And that is more than enough to rebuild your strength, your peace, and your future. Your worth is not determined by who stays. Your worth was written by Allah before anyone ever had a chance to judge you, accept you, or leave you. It was not created by someone's attention, loyalty, or presence in your life. When people walk away, it does not reduce your value. It only reveals their capacity, not your worth. The heart suffers when it forgets this truth and begins to measure itself through the behavior of others. Islam reminds us your worth is not determined by who stays. That honor comes from Allah alone, not from being chosen by people whose hearts change with time. Many people stay in painful situations because they believe that being left means they are not enough. This belief slowly poisons the soul. It teaches you to tolerate, neglect, silence, and disrespect just to avoid being alone. But Allah never designed your heart to survive on emotional scraps. He created you with dignity, depth, and purpose. And no departure from your life has the authority to erase that. When someone leaves, the pain feels personal. The mind searches for reasons, for mistakes, for things you could have done differently. But often what leaves was never meant to carry you forward. Some people enter your life to teach you self-respect, not permanence. Their absence becomes the lesson that saves your future. Your worth remains untouched by their choice to go. A heart that measures its value by who stays will always feel unstable. It becomes anxious, overgiving, and afraid of abandonment. It works too hard to be liked and sacrifices too much to be accepted. But the heart that remembers its worth in Allah becomes calm. It no longer begs for love because it knows it already belongs to the most loving. Allah allows people to leave so your heart learns where it truly belongs. When attachment to people becomes too heavy, He gently removes them so you return to Him. This return restores your strength. It reminds you that your identity is not found in relationships but in your connection with your Creator, and that connection never breaks. Your worth does not increase when someone chooses you, and it does not decrease when they walk away. Their choice, letting go, is an act of self-respect, reflects their journey, their limitations, their fears, and their direction in life. It does not define who you are. Allah defines who you are, and His definition is permanent. Some of the strongest hearts were shaped by being left behind, not because abandonment is easy, but because it forces you to stand on your own with Allah. In that standing, you discover resilience, faith, and clarity you never knew you possessed. What felt like rejection becomes the beginning of your self-respect. When you stop chasing those who leave, something powerful happens inside you. Your heart stops bleeding into the wrong places. Your mind becomes quieter. Your faith becomes stronger. You no longer argue with destiny. You begin to trust that Allah removes what blocks your growth, even when it hurts deeply. Your value is not in being chosen by unstable hearts. It is in being chosen by Allah, protected by Him, guided by Him, and known by Him. When the truth settles in your soul, loneliness loses its sting. Silence becomes a place of healing, and you stop questioning your worth. People may fail to see your light, but Allah never misses it. People may forget your sacrifices, but Allah records Every one of them. People may misunderstand your intentions, but Allah knows the truth of your heart. And that knowledge alone is enough to keep you standing tall. Your worth is not proven by who stays, but by how you rise when they leave. The way you protect your heart, the way you preserve your dignity, the way you return to Allah when the world turns away. This is where your real value shines. You were never meant to beg to be chosen. You were meant to walk with self-respect, trusting that those meant for you will meet you where Allah places you. The rest will fall away, not as a loss, but as protection. When the heart finally understands its worth, it stops all the remove people to protect your heart, chasing people who do not choose it. It stops shrinking itself to fit into places where it is not valued. It stops apologizing for needing respect, care, and consistency. This is the moment the soul begins to heal. Allah did not create you to be disposable, forgettable, or replaceable. He created you with intention, care, and divine wisdom. Anyone who fails to recognize that was never meant to hold your future in their hands. So hold your head high, walk with faith, guard your heart, and remember, always your worth is not determined by who stays in your life. It is determined by the one who created your life. And He has never left you for a single moment. Letting go is an act of self-respect. Letting go is one of the hardest decisions the heart will ever make. Not because the soul does not understand what is necessary, but because attachment resists what dignity demands. The heart clings to memories, promises, and hope even when staying is slowly destroying its peace. But self-respect begins the moment you choose your well-being over your fear of losing someone. Islam teaches us that the believer does not remain in what breaks their spirit. When you let go, you are not giving up. You are standing up for the soul Allah entrusted to you. Many people confuse letting go with weakness, when in reality it is the clearest sign of strength. Weakness stays where it is wounded because it fears change. Strength walks away even while the heart is still aching. Self-respect means refusing to stay in places where your tears are ignored, your feelings are minimized, and your presence is taken for granted. Letting go protects the heart from becoming a graveyard of unspoken pain and quiet suffering. The act of letting go teaches the heart how to breathe again. When you remain attached to what hurts you, your soul suffocates slowly. You wake up tired, your mind heavy, your spirit drained. But the moment you release what is poisoning your peace, something inside you begins to heal. The air becomes lighter, the heart becomes calmer. To stop chasing those who don't choose you, soul begins to remember what peace feels like. Letting go does not erase love, memories, or what you invested. It simply means you refuse to sacrifice your dignity for connection. You stop negotiating your worth. You stop explaining why you deserve basic respect. And in that decision, your self-respect rises quiet and powerful, stronger than the pain you are leaving behind. There is a moment when the heart realizes that holding on is costing more than letting go. You feel it in your chest, in your sleep, in your prayers. That moment is not weakness, it is wisdom. Allah allows that awareness to grow in you. So you choose what preserves your future instead of what traps you in your past. Letting go is an act of trust in Allah's protection. You are saying, Ya Allah, I believe you will replace what I am leaving with something that honors my heart. And Allah never breaks the heart of a servant who walks away for His sake. What leaves your life with? Blocking something bare. Self-respect means walking away without needing to be understood. You no longer chase closure from people who cannot give it. You allow Allah to close what He is removing. This trust frees the heart from endless conversations that only reopen wounds. When you let go, you break the cycle of emotional exhaustion. You stop revisiting the same pain. You stop hoping for change from what has already shown you its limits. Your heart becomes still, not because the pain disappeared, but because the battle finally ended. Letting go teaches you to choose peace over familiarity. Familiar pain is comfortable because it is known. But self-respect chooses the unknown over continued suffering. That choice transforms your life. Some people stay attached because they fear loneliness. But letting go often leads to the deepest companionship of all closeness with Allah. In that closeness, the heart finds a peace that no human connection ever provided. Letting go is not rejection of the past. It is acceptance. When you choose yourself, Allah elevates you of reality. And acceptance is the doorway to healing. Once the heart accepts what is, it stops fighting what was and begins preparing for what will be. Self-respect grows when you stop proving your worth to those who refuse to see it. You stop overgiving. You stop shrinking. You stop breaking yourself just to hold something that is already slipping away. When you finally let go, your heart becomes lighter. Not because it forgets, but because it no longer carries what was never meant to be held forever. The burden lifts, the soul exhales. Allah uses letting go to rebuild you. He removes what drains you so He can strengthen you. What feels like loss becomes the beginning of clarity, confidence, and faith. So if your heart is trembling at the thought of releasing what hurts you, remember this: letting go is not losing love, it is choosing yourself. And choosing yourself with Allah at your side is the greatest act self-respect your soul will ever make. Allah removes people to protect your heart. Allah in His infinite wisdom sometimes removes people from your life not as a punishment, but as a protection. The heart often does not understand this at first. It feels abandoned, confused, and wounded. But what the heart cannot yet see, Allah already knows. Some people were never meant to stay because their presence was slowly harming your soul. There are connections that look beautiful on the surface, but quietly drain your spirit. You hold on because of memories, history, or hope while your heart grows heavier every day. Allah sees the damage long before you do. He removes what is outro. Choose dignity. Choose peace weakening you before it breaks you completely.